these stories could happen to you too. The night fell over Istanbul like a velvet shroud, thick fog curling through the streets, swallowing distant lights and muffling every sound. In a quiet, modern apartment on the outskirts, a young family, Kerem, Selma, their teenage daughter Aylin, and Kerem's younger brother Emre, had just moved in. They were excited for a fresh start, unaware that the building itself carried an ancient darkness. A darkness patient, intelligent, and cruel, waiting for the right moment to strike. The first night was deceptively calm, yet a subtle unease crept in. Shadows clung unnaturally to the corners of rooms, stretching and writhing. A cold, crawling draft moved across the floors, slipping into cracks, seeping into walls. Selma noticed her reflection in the mirror twist slightly at the edges, fleeting, almost imperceptible. Kerem laughed nervously, attributing the unease to fatigue from the move. But instinctively, all four felt a weight pressing on them, an unseen gaze that could pierce the soul. Small anomalies began. Doors creaked though tightly shut. Objects shifted slightly when no one was looking. Aylin's phone buzzed at night with blank messages. When she opened one, a low, guttural voice hissed through the speaker, "You have awakened me. Now, I am here." The apartment seemed to respond. Shadows coiled along walls and ceilings, like serpents, forming grotesque, humanoid shapes. Temperatures fluctuated violently, freezing one moment, stifling the next. Furniture moved on its own. Books slid across floors. Lamps exploded. Kerem barely dodged shards of glass. Aylin screamed as her reflection twisted into a hollow-eyed version of herself, whispering threats in a language none could comprehend. As the nights progressed, the entity grew bolder. Shadows reached toward them, coiling around objects, wrapping along walls. Invisible hands clawed at their bodies, leaving deep welts. Selma was thrown violently against a wall, leaving bruises and scratches. Emre's body convulsed as if possessed, shaking uncontrollably. Kerem felt crushing pressure on his chest, each breath a struggle. The entity's whispers echoed in guttural tones. "Your fear feeds me. Your souls are mine. Resistance is meaningless." Electronic devices became vessels for the jinn. Phones, laptops, smart appliances emitted whispers and flickered with strange, malevolent light. Messages appeared on screens, some forming faces, twisted, leering, alive. Each interaction, each click, each innocent curiosity fed the entity, granting it power to manipulate reality itself. One night, the entity fully manifested through Aylin. Her voice alternated between childlike innocence and a deep, monstrous tone. "Submit or perish. There is no escape." Objects flew violently through rooms, smashing into walls and floors. Shadows coiled around the family, pressing invisibly. The air thickened, suffocating. Every heartbeat strengthened the entity, twisting the environment, bending reality. Kerem sought help from a renowned imam. He arrived with candles, holy water, and sacred texts. From the moment he entered, the apartment resisted violently. Shadows twisted and lunged, forming titanic, humanoid shapes with glowing red eyes. The entity's guttural voice boomed, "You cannot stop me. I am everywhere, inside you." They discovered the source. Decades ago, a ritual had summoned a powerful jinn in the building. Its its presence had remained dormant until they arrived. Awakened fully by their curiosity and the electronic devices, the apartment became a nightmare labyrinth. Lights flickered, furniture shifted violently, air pulsed with malicious intent. Time warped, night stretched endlessly. Sleep offered no refuge. Aylin levitated above her bed, speaking in unknown languages. Selma was thrown repeatedly against walls. Emre convulsed as shadows wrapped around him, whispering promises of eternal torment. Kerem tried to recite prayers, but his voice faltered as the entity countered every attempt, anticipating their every move. The attacks grew relentless. Shadows twisted into grotesque faces, humanoid and alien alike. They reached from corners, ceilings, beneath furniture. Lamps exploded. Electronics emitted shrill, ear-piercing wails. Walls pulsed like living tissue. Each room became a battlefield against unseen forces. The family was trapped in an endless cycle of terror. Hours became days. Sanity frayed. Kerem attempted desperate prayers. Selma tried to hold Aylin, but the girl's body writhed violently, as if controlled by a second presence. Escape was impossible. Doors would not open. Windows resisted. The air thickened suffocatingly. In desperation, the imam performed an intricate final exorcism. Candles burned low. Verses recited in a booming voice. Holy water sprinkled in every corner. Shadows surged violently, forming titanic, hissing, writhing forms. The jinn shrieked, a deep, bone-chilling sound echoing through walls and floors. Aylin screamed as her body became a vessel, her voice carrying the entity's commands. Fear me. Obey. Your souls are mine. Finally, after hours of struggle, the family destroyed all devices connected to the ritual and burned every trace of the cursed artifacts. The jinn's scream faded, retreating into darkness. Exhausted, battered, terrified, the family survived physically, but the mental and spiritual scars would linger forever. Even after its retreat, the apartment remained cursed. Neighbors reported whispers, flickering lights, and shadows moving independently. Every device connected to the internet seemed tainted. The family realized a terrifying truth. Some forces are patient, intelligent, and cruel. They wait in shadows, in technology, in the spaces we cannot see, feeding on fear, biding time, ready for their next victims. The story of Dabbe 6 is a warning. The unseen is always watching, listening, plotting. Once awakened, these forces never forgive. They linger, patient and hungry, until curiosity or fear beckons them again. Somewhere unseen, the jinn watches, listening, plotting, ready to strike.
What waits behind the door, you'll discover in the next video.